Ghats is a very unique geographical feature of this country and of this planet also. It is one of the world's 8 biodiversity hotspots. 1,600 kilometers of mountainous range running right from Gujarat to Kerala. We are talking of 1,40,000 square kilometers of forest. It has endemic wildlife in it, endemic and very rare forms of flora which is never seen across in anywhere in any part of the world. And the wildlife that you find in the Western Ghats is mostly of the Schedule 1 species, highest protection, highly endangered, which are in rapid diminishing stage. Western Ghats is responsible for the monsoons which southern part of India and western part of India gets. So it has tremendous value both in terms of human survival and for the biodiversity as well. Lakhs, I am saying lakhs, this is not under, lakhs of farmers are dependent on the Western Ghats water for their farming needs. It's a completely self-sustaining ecosystem. The point is, all of this could become history. So somewhere in 2010, there was a panel set up to study the Western Ghats and suggest ways to protect it. Now this panel was called the Western Ghats Ecological Experts Panel. It was headed by Dr. Madhav Gadgil, one of India's most renowned and most experienced ecologists.
माझं नाव संदीप सावंत. आपण या असनिये गावामध्ये आपण सावंतवाडी तालुक्याच्या असनिये गावातील सह्याद्रीच्या डोंगरामध्ये आपण आता उभे आहोत, वेस्टर्न घाट्समध्ये. 2010च्या ऑक्टोबरमध्ये माननीय गाडगीळ समिती या ठिकाणी आली. गाडगीळ समितीने या ठिकाणी पूर्ण ह्या पश्चिम घाटाचा अभ्यास केला. ते 8 ते 10 दिवस या ठिकाणी होते. या कॉरिडॉरमधल्या ह्या पर्टिक्युलर पॅचमधल्या 26 ग्रामपंचायतींनी स्वतः रिझोल्युशन्स दिले ग्रामपंचायतीचे की आमचा भाग इको सेन्सिटिव्ह करावा, कारण इथे सस्टेनेबल डेव्हलपमेंट आम्हाला हवी आहे.
Now it was not the case that everything was prohibited. Dr. Gadgil's panel very clearly said certain kind of activities can help the local public and those kind of developments or economic activities can come into those areas. Now that was clearly told to the government. But the government faced a lot of backlash from vested interests across all states. Now after the WGEP submitted its report, the government was pressurized and they had to put it on hold. So another committee was set up to go into the recommendations of the WGEP and give a fresh report. Now here is a case where you did something 30-40 years later and now you are overrunning it by setting up another panel. Now this panel was headed by Dr. Kasturi Rangan. With all respect to him, he was not an ecologist. I would call him an astrophysicist or describe him as an astrophysicist. Dr. Gadgil's report was revisited and this committee went to certain places. I know for sure about Maharashtra, where they went to Sindhudurg and sat in a meeting with the ministers or the politicians who wanted to destroy the Western Ghats. They did not go and visit the forest. They did not see anything for themselves. They just went by the views of the people.
कस्तुरी रंगन समिती आली. कस्तुरी रंगन समितीने नेमका ह्या भागाचा काय अभ्यास केला हे आम्हाला काही अवगत झालं नाही, कारण आम्हाला कोण भेटलंच नाही. मला असं आठवतं की कस्तुरी रंगन साहेब ओरोस जिल्हा मुख्यालयामध्ये 3 की 4 तास होते. त्याच्यानंतर त्यांचा अहवाल आला. त्या अहवालाचा थोडाफार अभ्यास जो केला आहे आम्ही, त्याच्यामध्ये असं लक्षात येते की वेस्टर्न घाटमधली जी गावं नाहीत ती पण त्याच्यामध्ये घेतलेली आहेत. परंतु दुर्दैवाने पूर्ण दोडामार्ग तालुका जो भीमगड किंवा अनशी दांडेली किंवा तुमच्या कर्नाटकातल्या आणि गोव्यातल्या वाईल्डलाईफ सँच्युरीना जो लागून भाग आहे दोडामार्गचा, तो पूर्णपणे वगळलेला आहे दोडामार्ग तालुका. अशा प्रकारे कस्तुरी रंगन साहेबांनी कसा काय अभ्यास केला, जे काही प्रणवसाईड क्रायटेरिया आहे, इको सेन्सिटिव्हच्या बाबतीमध्ये जे क्रायटेरिया आहे त्याचा कसा काय अभ्यास 3 तासामध्ये माणूस करू शकतो ओरोसला, हे मला कळत नाही. त्यामुळे आय एम व्हेरी मच डाऊटफुल अबाउट द क्रेडिबिलिटी ऑफ दी कस्तुरी रंगन रिपोर्ट.
And the fact remains that this high-level working group, the committee headed by Dr. Kasturi Rangan, has visited Maharashtra's sensitive areas, ecologically sensitive areas, and discussed with politicians and gone back. And they submitted another report now. Now this report says 37% of the Western Ghats must be protected. Now here you have a case where was 68%, now they have come down to 37%. Meanwhile, there were cases filed by some environmentalist citizens groups in various courts across the country.
Awas Foundation filed public interest litigation for declaration of Sawantwadi Dodamarg Wildlife Corridor as eco-sensitive in 2012. In 2012 and 13, we got orders that no tree cutting would be permitted in the corridor and that the whole corridor would be declared by the government. There were some procedural modalities which were to be sorted out. Between 2013 and now, those modalities have yet to be carried out, and in the meantime, mining permissions have been given, trees have been cut, and that's the position we're in now.
Now we will come to the Sawantwadi Dodamarg region. Why is that so important? The Sawantwadi Dodamarg corridor is part of the Sahyadri Konkan corridor. The Western Ghats extends from the Sahyadri, goes down to Konkan, goes all the way up to Kerala. So the animals, the mammals especially, and the birds move from southern part to Radhanagari in Kolhapur. This sanctuary or this corridors is connecting Anshi Dandeli near Karnataka border, Goa border, Bhimgad to Radhanagari. It's a long journey for the animals right up and down. And they use the Western Ghats and an area of approximately 10 kilometers distance from the Ghats to move. Now Dodamarg and Sawantwadi combined together earlier was one district called the one taluka called as the Sawantwadi Taluka. There were no maps, separate maps. So when Dr. Gadgil's committee visited these areas, the map given to Dr. Gadgil was the Sawantwadi map, the old map which had Dodamarg included inside it. So he did not make any special mention for Dodamarg, he considered it as Sawantwadi, as part of Sawantwadi. We had enough data to show that the Sawantwadi Dodamarg region was full of wildlife, and the forest department was paying crores of rupees as compensation to local villages for conflict with wildlife. So we had filed a case with in the Honorable High Court, and we have demanded that this area be declared as an ecologically sensitive area. Now, at that point of time, the Honorable Court has studied all the data and passed a order directing the government to finalize the eco-sensitive zone areas and demarcate the boundaries. And we knew for sure that there were a lot of mining proposals which were pending in this entire belt. Now the state from 2014 to 2020 has not bothered to demarcate this corridor. Instead, there were certain corrupt or I would say dishonest officers of the government administration who went around in these villages of Sawantwadi and Dodamarg and started poisoning people's mind. Mind you, we had almost 17 villages which had written to us and to the government saying that please protect the biodiversity of our area. We want this declared as an eco-sensitive area. And the court has passed an order also to declare those areas. And now these officials went around from village to village and started telling people that if you ask for ESA, you will not be able to even hammer a nail in your house. Which is absurd. Complete lies were told to the people, and some villages started to rethink whether it should be an ESA. But all of the villages were clear on one thing, that they never wanted mining. Remember how the miners operate. When they want to move in, they don't come in and straight away cut off the trees. They will first take the land on lease, or they will buy the land from the private landowner. Much of Sindhudurg's forests or the Western Ghats forests are privately owned. These are private forests. So what these people do is they cannot cut down the trees overnight. So they tell the local farmers, you start cutting and start growing crops. So for 2-3 years they will start growing crops after cutting the forest. Then the miners come in and say there are no forests here, these are all plantations, we will compensate the farmer and we will start our work. This is a well thought out strategy. In Sindhudurg also, there are 2 mines which are operational. One is at Reddy, one is at Kalne in Dodamarg. Now if you go to the village Reddy, mining has been going on for 40-50 years now. You go and see the village, it's in shambles. There doesn't have good roads, it does not have any good schools, no hospitals, and worst part is that they have lost their drinking water. The village doesn't have drinking water today. And the mining companies have arranged for bottled water to be sold to the villagers. Every house purchases drinking water. You go to Kalne, it is the same situation there. The villagers of Kalne protested the sanction for this mine and fought tooth and nail. It's a struggle which was very underreported. People sat for days on hunger strike and they tried their best to stop this mine from getting operational. Cases were hosted on people were arrested, detained. One thing remember, there are no starvation deaths in Konkan. People all have enough to eat. There are enough orchards and enough food grown, paddy, fruits, vegetables, everything. Every house has some little portion. But taking away all of this and making them laborers or clerks in mining companies is not development. We need to show people what mining is. Let them see for themselves and decide whether this is the kind of progress we want. Where is the mined material going? It's not going to our country. 90% of it is going to China. Are we going to destroy our forests because we get some peanuts from the Chinese exports? So it makes it all the more reason to promote ecotourism. Now talking of ecotourism, India's first ecotourism district was Sindhudurg. Money was never given, never spent, no infrastructure exists. People are doing it on their own strengths, homestays and whatever they can do. But the government on its part has done nothing. What is the government doing now? It's trying to get villages removed from ecologically sensitive areas to allow mining. Let us come to the state government. What is the state environment ministry doing? See, this battle for Savantwadi Doda Marg is going on for last 10 years. The Honorable High Court of Bombay has issued a stay order against any destructive activity. But the Maharashtra Pollution Control Board, which is under the Environment Ministry, renews the consent to do mining inside this corridor. So it is a complete disconnect. They don't know what they are doing. All that this government today sees is money. Today, if they do honest evaluation of the ecological services of the Western Ghats, all these mines put together cannot compete it. You cannot compete with it. Interestingly and very disappointingly, a report was submitted to the State Forest Department in 2013 by eminent researchers. A team of eminent researchers submitted a complete biodiversity report. And if you see the list, it is so full of a very rare species of wildlife and flora and fauna which they have documented. And despite having this list with them, the State Forest Department chose not to submit it in the Honorable High Court. That's very strange. And instead, now a new study has been given out to the Wildlife Institute of India to conduct another 1-year study. So the point is, you can conduct your studies and research for a lifetime. That's not an issue. But the point today is that the court has ordered it to be declared as an ESA and it should be declared at the earliest. The present attempt from the government is to dilute the recommendations of the second committee, which is the high-level working group, the Dr. Kasturirangan Committee's recommendations. They are removing villages from that list. They are trying to remove the villages and compensating it with other villages. Now remember here what's going on. Villages which have biodiversity in them, which have more ecological value, are being removed just to help mining and polluting industries. And in place of them, areas which have no biodiversity, which are not even in the Western Ghats, are being tried to add it into this list to show people that the numbers are increasing. People need to be smart. You cannot trade off something which is not of equal value. The time has run out for the Western Ghats. People should speak up in large numbers, influence the government, pressurize the government to keep these areas protected and generate money through ecotourism and environmentally friendly activities. So we appeal to the Maharashtra government, the MVA government, Mr. Aditya Thackeray, Mr. Uddhav Thackeray and all his colleagues to please take a decision and immediately notify this area, the Savantwadi Dodamarg Wildlife Corridor, as an ecologically sensitive area.